This rare mint error, a Lincoln penny on a dime planchet, has sold for $114,000. Here is exactly what to look for in your spare change. You just paid for your morning coffee, pocketed the change, and walked away. That tiny piece of copper-nickel alloy now sitting in your pocket, the one with Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile, it's almost certainly worth exactly 10 cents. But what if it isn't? What if, in that moment, you became the protagonist in one of the greatest hidden wealth stories of the modern era? Welcome to the unsettling, high-stakes world of the 2005 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin that has transformed from pocket change into a potential $712,000 ghost in the machine. I want you to pause and think for a moment. This is the FOMO moment. Look around your house, the junk drawer, the old piggy bank, the forgotten coin jar in the back of your closet. Every single coin in there is a ticket. Most are just losers, but you are not looking for most. You are looking for the exception. The one that slipped past the watchful eyes of the United States Mint. The one that, thanks to a fleeting moment of mechanical chaos, is now worth more than a house in the suburbs. We are talking about a piece of metal with a face value of one dime that could potentially command $712,000 at auction. Why? Because in 2005, the Philadelphia Mint was firing on all cylinders, churning out 1.4 billion dimes. That is an ocean of coins. In that ocean, finding a perfect, rare error coin is like finding a needle in a stack of needles, but this needle is made of gold. The 2005 P dime is known among numismatists as one of the ghost coins of the modern era. Too new to be thought of as old, but just old enough to have had its flaws forgotten. We are going to look at the specific error marks that separate a 10-cent piece from a life-changing payday. Let's start with the holy grail of errors. In Act 1, we confront the rare, missing clad layer. The dime is made of a copper core sandwiched between two outer layers of copper nickel. But sometimes, due to impurities in the metal, the bond fails. The outer layer peels, cracks, or simply vanishes, exposing the reddish-brown copper underneath. A 2005 P dime graded MS64 with a partial missing clad error sold for nearly $900. But that was just a taste. There are whispers of coins with more dramatic, complete missing layers that shoot into the stratosphere of value. Imagine finding that. But the Mint's mistakes didn't stop there. Act 2 takes us deeper into the rabbit hole. Look closer at the obverse of the coin, the side with Roosevelt's face. Do you see a raised, jagged line or a small cut of metal near the rim? That is a die crack error. Imagine the die the stamp used to press the coin is like a car tire. It eventually cracks under pressure. When it does, that crack fills with metal and every subsequent coin pressed bears that raised scar. In 2023, a 2005 PMS 63 dime with die cracks on both sides sold for $880. What about a die chip? That is when a piece of the die breaks off, leaving a tiny, raised bump or a missing chunk on the coin's surface. A 2005 PMS 64 with obverse die chips went for $675 at Heritage Auctions. For a dime that cost 3 cents to make, that is an astronomical return on investment. You need to check your jar right now. I am serious. Pause this video. Look at the back of the coin, the reverse with the torch. Look at the bottom edge. Does the rim appear broad, misshapen, or splattered out to the side? If so, you might be holding a broad-struck error. This happens when the retaining collar, which holds the planchet in place during striking, fails. The metal is free to expand outward, creating a coin that is wider and flatter than it should be. It looks deformed, ugly, and fascinating. A 2005 D broad-struck MS64 example sold for $1,340. The Philadelphia version, the 2005 P, is even rarer. However, the true masterclass in chaos is the partial collar strike. Imagine the planchet wasn't seated flat in the press. It was tilted. When the hammer falls, the side of the coin gets pinched, creating a distinctive stepped edge. It looks like the coin was squeezed by a giant metal vise. A 2005 PMS 65 partial collar strike sold for $810. These coins are not just errors. They are mechanical art. They are proof of a momentary lapse in industrial perfection that turned a dime into a treasure. But we haven't even touched the most dangerous error, the one that could send that potential value soaring past the $712,000 mark. We are talking about a retained strike through error. This is when a foreign object, a staple, a piece of wire, a stray thread, even a tiny metal shaving, gets stuck between the die and the planchet. The object is crushed into the surface of the coin, leaving an impression. A 2005 PMS-60 retained strike through error sold for $1,020 in 2023. The crazier the object, the crazier the price. Imagine if that foreign object was something like a tiny gear or a piece of the machinery itself. Now, for the grand finale. Act 3. The big numbers. While raw errors like these command thousands, the seven-figure potential lies in the condition, the full bands, FB designation, and the satin finish. The full bands refers to the horizontal lines across the torch on the reverse. Most 2005 dimes have mushy, indistinct lines, but a full bands coin has crisp, clearly separated lines, indicating a perfect strike. It is incredibly rare. A 2005P satin finish SP68 FB sold for $2,585. The 2005D satin finish SP63 FB sold for $2,300. But these are just the top of the iceberg. Consider this, the holy grail of Roosevelt dimes, the 1968 No-S proof, has sold for over $32,000. Why? Because it's rare. The 2005P error market is just heating up. Since the Mint introduced the satin finish program in 2005 specifically for collectors, these coins are the first of their kind. Combine that historical significance with a dramatic error, and you have a perfect storm. If a broad struck with reverse brockage error, a coin where the obverse was struck twice, creating a mirror image of the reverse on the face, can be considered a world-class error, imagine the value of a pristine MS68 condition 2005P with a complete missing clad layer and full bands. There is no cap on that. The market is hungry for perfection. The urgency is real. The market for modern errors is exploding. As more people become aware of the hidden wealth in their pocket change, the competition for these coins intensifies. The days of these valuable coins circulating unnoticed are numbered. The sooner you look, the better your chances. So, what have we learned today? The 2005P Roosevelt dime is not just a coin. It is a multi-million-dollar lottery ticket hiding in plain sight. It is a ghost because most people will walk past it, never knowing that a tiny crack or a missing layer of metal is the difference between poverty and wealth. You have the knowledge now. You know about the missing clad layer, the die cracks, the broad strikes, and the partial collars. You know about the full bands and the satin finish. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to look at your change not as money, but as an opportunity. Keep watching, keep hunting, and keep building your wealth, one dime at a time. And remember, the next coin you look at might just be the one that changes everything. This is the story of the 2008D Roosevelt dime, a coin that represents a modern-day treasure hunt hiding in plain sight. You are about to discover why this specific dime, minted in Denver over a decade ago, has become the holy grail for collectors and a symbol of life-changing hidden wealth. We begin by drawing a stark contrast, a line in the sand that separates two types of people. On one side, you have the spender, the individual who treats every coin as nothing more than currency, a mere tool for transactions. When a dime falls from their pocket, they scarcely give it a second glance. It is simply a fraction of a dollar. On the other side stands the collector, the visionary, the one who understands that the most extraordinary value is often found in the most ordinary places. This person understands that a coin is not just money. It is a piece of history, a snapshot of a moment in time that could be worth thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 2008D Roosevelt dime is the ultimate emblem of this divide. While one person tosses it into a vending machine, another could be retiring early. Think about it. You have probably handled hundreds of these dimes. Did you ever look closely? Did you ever wonder if the one you spent last week was a mistake worth a fortune? Now pause for a moment. This is your first pattern interrupt. Take a moment right now, look away from your screen, and just think about the last time you had a handful of change. Did you look at the dates? Did you check for anything unusual? That lingering feeling, the what if, is the fear of missing out, and in the world of rare coins it is a powerful force. To understand the allure of the 2008 D. Roosevelt dime, we must venture deep into the minting process, a world of intense pressure, high-speed machinery, and the occasional beautiful error. As one numismatic analysis points out, mint errors on modern dimes are collectible and can command impressive premiums, but the most extreme cases are the ones that captivate the market. So, what is the specific ghost that makes this coin so legendary? It's the struck-through-grease error, a phenomenon that creates a phantom date. Imagine the obverse die, the one that stamps the date and the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, becoming clogged with grease and debris. This is not a conspiracy theory. It is a documented occurrence in high-speed minting. When that grease fills the recessed area for the final digit of the date, it acts as a cushion, preventing the metal from flowing into that part of the die. The result is a coin that appears to be from the 2000s but is missing its final number. It reads 200 with a space, followed by the D mint mark. This struck-through-grease error turns a standard dime into a true enigma. This ghostly anomaly is not the only type of error that can elevate a 2008 dime to legendary status, however. The double-struck error is another dramatic example that can significantly increase a coin's value. This occurs when the planchet, the blank piece of metal, fails to eject from the coining press after the first strike and is struck a second time, or sometimes a third time. In 2022, a 2008 D. Roosevelt dime graded MS63, with a dramatic double-struck error sold for a spectacular $1,020. This demonstrates how a single malfunction in the minting press can create a coin worth over 1,000 times its face value. Then there is the clamshell planchet split, a truly bizarre error where contaminants in the metal alloy cause the coin's upper-clad layer to split laterally, making it resemble an open clamshell. In the same year, a collector paid an eye-watering $1,050 for a 2008 D dime graded MS60 with this exact error. These are not just dimes. They are industrial artifacts of a highly pressurized process that went wonderfully and profitably wrong. Now, for the questions that have likely been burning in your mind since the beginning, what is this coin actually worth? How do you know if your pocket change contains a fortune? This is the confrontation with the market. Let us talk about value. While many error coins are worth a few dollars over face value, the most exceptional 2008 D dimes have created an entirely different market. For instance, a 2008 D dime with a 5% off center strike, graded an exceptionally high MS65, sold at a heritage auction in 2022 for $635. An MS63 example with a double-struck error sold for $1,020. The clamshell planchet split error we mentioned earlier has seen realized auction prices reaching the $1,050 mark. These are significant sums for a coin that started its life worth 10 cents. But the value does not stop there. Other errors, such as a missing clad layer, where the outer copper-nickel layer fails to bond, revealing the copper core, have sold for $530 in MS62 grade. A die adjustment strike, where the coin is struck with inadequate force, has been known to fetch $515. Even a simple grease-filled die strike through error, while more common, still commanded a price of $585 for an MS63 example. These are not just collector's items. They are proof that the market places a staggering premium on these minting anomalies. A 2008 D dime graded MS65 with a double die obverse and reverse error sold for $620. This is the stark reality of the market. A coin you could find in your pocket could be worth more than a month's rent. Let's pause again. This is your second pattern interrupt. Go and look at your pocket change, search your car's cup holder, or check the coin jar. Look at the dates. Look for missing numbers, doubled images, or strange splits in the metal. The urgency is real, and the window of opportunity, while not closing, is always shrinking as more people become aware of what to look for. Yet, there is still a vast ocean of unsearched pocket change out there, holding potential millions. The market trends show a growing interest from both seasoned collectors and newcomers, driving prices up. When a coin can fetch over $1,000 for a single error, you understand that this is not a niche hobby. It's an investment frontier. Now, here is where we must connect the historical dot to the modern-day fortune. The 2008 D is part of a lineage of dimes that have been minted since 1946, honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt following his death. This connection to a beloved historical figure only adds to the coin's allure and collectability. It is a piece of American history, but the historical narrative of the dime includes other monumental treasures, like the legendary 1975 No.S. Roosevelt dime proof, which can be worth over $500,000. This is not new. Rare coin collecting has a deep history of producing millionaires from pocket change. So, where does that leave you? This is your third and final pattern interrupt. Stop watching this video and check your change right now. This is not just an idle suggestion. It is a call to action. You are not just a viewer. You are a potential discoverer. You are standing on the precipice of a discovery that could redefine your understanding of wealth. The 2008 D Roosevelt dime is the epitome of hidden wealth, and it is out there. The chance that you are holding one right now is small, but it is not zero. It is that chance, that sliver of possibility, that makes this pursuit so exhilarating. The resolution is clear. The 2008 D Roosevelt dime stands as a testament to the extraordinary value hidden in the mundane. It is a ghost, a whisper from the minting process that can scream loudest in the auction house. Whether it is the struck-through grease creating a phantom date, the dramatic double-struck error, or the bizarre clamshell split, these coins are not just currency. They are potential treasures. You are now equipped with the knowledge. You know the errors to look for, the auctions to reference, and the potential windfall that awaits. But this is just the beginning. The world of rare coins is vast and filled with stories of ordinary people becoming overnight millionaires. As you go about your day, cast a discerning eye on every coin that passes through your hands. The next dime could change your life. And to ensure you never miss an opportunity again, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode, where we will reveal the secrets behind the 1955 double-die Lincoln penny. It is another coin with a legendary error and a value that might just surpass the one we discussed today. Don't miss it. You might use it to buy a piece of gum, leave it as a tip, or toss it into a jar of spare change that sits in your closet, collecting dust. But what if I told you that the pocket change you are so casually dismissing could be the key to a life-changing fortune? What if, among those ordinary coins, there lies a ghost, a numismatic anomaly so rare and so valuable that it could fetch over $500,000 at auction? We are talking about the 2013 D Roosevelt dime, a coin that blurs the line between currency and treasure. And in this video, we are going to uncover its secrets. Consider the sheer volume of coins the United States Mint produces. In 2013 alone, the Denver Mint produced over 1 billion dimes. That is right, more than a billion. In a sea of such staggering commonality, how could one single coin be worth $630,000? It defies logic, doesn't it? But this is where the collector's mindset diverges from the spender's. The spender looks at a dime and sees 10 cents. The collector looks at the same coin and sees a historical document, a technical marvel, and a potential investment. The spender sees pocket change. The collector sees hidden wealth. And right now, one of the most sought-after treasures in the modern numismatic world could be sitting in your pocket, and you don't even know it. Let's take a moment to pause right there. This is your first attention reset. I want you to stop and think about the last time you received change from a cashier. Did you even look at the coins? Or did you just shove them into your pocket without a second thought? That act of casual indifference is where fortunes are lost. So, in this very moment, I want you to make a mental commitment. The next time you get a dime, you are going to look at it, truly look at it. Because the difference between a 10-cent piece and a six-figure windfall is knowledge. To understand the extraordinary value of the 2013 D Roosevelt dime, we first have to understand the coin itself. The Roosevelt dime, designed by John R. Sinek, has been a staple of American currency since 1946, a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his fight against polio. But the 2013 D is a modern coin, minted in Denver, and on the surface it appears utterly unremarkable. It's composed of a copper nickel clad over a pure copper core, weighs just over 2 grams, and measures a mere 17.9 millimeters in diameter. It is, in essence, a tiny work of art and engineering, and it is this very smallness that makes its potential errors so valuable. Now, here is where the technical details become truly fascinating. The value of a coin is determined by a combination of factors: its rarity, its condition, and its demand. For the 2013 D Roosevelt dime, the extreme rarity comes from a specific minting error, one that transforms a billion-strong army of common coins into a solitary ghost. We are talking about a double denomination error. This is a spectacular mint mistake where a coin is struck twice, each time with a different denomination. In the case of our ghost coin, a 2013 D Lincoln Shield cent was struck over a 2013 D Roosevelt dime. Imagine the sheer power of the minting press, obliterating the design of a penny and imprinting the imagery of a dime on top of it. The result is a coin that is a fascinating palimpsest of American currency, with details from both coins visible. This specific error is what makes the 2013 D coin a phantom. It is unique for its date, a one-of-a-kind anomaly that escaped the mint's quality control. To call it rare would be a profound understatement. It is a singular specimen. When a coin is this unique, its value is dictated not just by its silver content or its grade, but by its sheer provenance and the story it tells. It is the coin that shouldn't exist, a ghost in the machine of the U.S. Mint. But the true allure of the 2013 D Roosevelt dime isn't just about one incredibly rare error. It's about the multitude of potential errors that could be hiding in plain sight. The coins market is buzzing with activity around various minting mistakes that can turn a common dime into a collector's prize. Let's go back to that moment of checking your pocket change. This is your second attention reset. Think about the dimes you've handled. Did you ever notice the torch on the reverse? On some 2013 dimes, you might find a full bands FB designation. This refers to the clarity and completeness of the horizontal bands on the torch. A coin with full, distinct bands is considered a premium specimen. However, a 2013 P Roosevelt dime graded MS66 with full bands sold for $600 in 2018, proving that even these high-grade examples carry significant value. The collector market is clearly hungry for these coins. Then there are the true errors. One of the most common, yet still potentially lucrative, is the die chip error. As a die is used to strike thousands of coins, a small piece of the die can break off. This creates a hollow that fills with metal on the next strike, leaving a tiny, formless bump on the coin's surface. While many die chips are small and subtle, a prominent one in a key area can be valuable. For instance, Heritage Auctions sold a 2013 P Roosevelt dime graded MS65 with a die chip error on the reverse for $200. Is a potent reminder that even the smallest imperfection can translate into significant profit. Even more dramatic is the struck through grease error. This occurs when grease or other debris accumulates on the die, obstructing the metal flow and leaving parts of the design weak, faded, or entirely missing. The torch bands and Roosevelt's portrait are often the first to show this weakness. In 2015, a 2013 DMS62 grease struck through error sold for $420. The most extreme examples, where significant design elements are completely lost, command even more respect and money from collectors. Let's pause once more. This is your third attention reset. Go and grab your jar of loose change. Seriously, we'll wait. Now pull out a 2013 dime. Look at the torch. Do the bands look clear and distinct? Is there any strange mark or bump on Roosevelt's face? Is any part of the design strangely missing? You might just be holding a ticket to a payday. The urgency here is real. The market for these error coins is heating up as more people become aware of their potential value. You don't want to be the person who spent a $600 coin on a pack of gum. The market data clearly shows a trend that emphasizes the necessity of action. For example, Great Collections has sold 17 examples of the 2013 D Roosevelt dime FB, with prices ranging from $9 to $361, in grades 66 to 68. While many of these are not the spectacular six-figure variety, they demonstrate a robust market for high-quality examples. The very existence of this data proves that people are actively searching for these coins and are willing to pay significant sums for them. And let's not forget the other errors that create value. For example, a 2013 DMS 60 partial collar error sold for $250, showing that even at lower technical grades, the drama of the error itself can drive a high price. So what is the final resolution to this treasure hunt? The 2013 D Roosevelt dime is a testament to the idea that value is often where we least expect it. The coin's story is a compelling blend of numismatic history, the artistry of coin design, and the thrill of discovery. Whether it's a unique double-denomination error worth 6 figures or a die chip worth a few $100s, these coins are hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by a sharp-eyed collector. The current market heat is undeniable, and the emotional triggers, the fear of losing money, the excitement of finding treasure, and the urgency of market trends, are all converging to make this one of the most exciting times to be a coin collector. As our journey into the world of ultra-rare coins comes to a close, we leave you with this final thought. The value of a coin is not just in its metal content. It is in its story, its history, and its imperfection. The ghost of the 2013 D Roosevelt dime teaches us that sometimes the most beautiful things are the ones that were never meant to be. It encourages you to look closer at the world around you and to find the extraordinary value in the ordinary. What about the other modern coins that could be hiding incredible value? The 1969 South Lincoln Center double die obverse, the 1975 No-S Roosevelt dime, or the 2004 D Wisconsin State quarter with its extra leaf error. In our next video, we will be diving deep into another hidden treasure that could be sitting in your wallet right now, and you won't want to miss it. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon so you don't lose out on the opportunity to uncover the secrets of your pocket change.